Hello, how you guys doing? Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well out there. Um, I, I wanted to make this video about what's going on with some of these Western women, uh, because the truth comes out how they really think about what's going on. I'm gonna show a little bit of this. Shout out to Soul Travel on this video for this. Women are wilding out. American women are going overseas and wilding out. Then I'm going to show you some other video where I, they wonder, some women wondering why, who act like this, who had this type of personality, why they can't get no man. And let the video gonna speak for itself.
There's a moment when an idea becomes more than just a thought. When you feel it.
Something he said $30,000 for a plate for iTunes, like they have it by side.
Bruh, no, no, I'm sorry. That is just crazy. And you're willing to do all that for money? Come on now. And then with this, we got passport sis out here going to Thailand and stealing. Like, yo, what is wrong with you? Why would you go to a country like this that these women have called these women poor, impoverished, and so forth, and sadly, they will still go there and steal. That's crazy. Which I don't, I don't agree with what they say. I'm just making sure I put that out there.
It's not an accident. It's not an accident. Listen, no. I will do it. Can you still my card, please? No, no, no. Okay, wait. When you do, you don't think. When you do, you don't think. So I know that it's unacceptable. Wait, can you talk to me for a second? I'm so sorry. I need to go home. I have a flight. You can buy again. So okay, can you wanted to pay for 750. You don't pay. You should to steal it from the store. So that is unacceptable. Pay for 750. You don't pay. You should steal it from the store. So that is unacceptable. ของกลางค่ะอันนี้ซื้อ
Hey, you can go buy.
Tony เราก็เจอแล้วนะคะเจอแล้วอันนี้คือของกลางกำลังจะไปสถานีตำรวจนะคะตอนนี้เขาก็ขึ้นรถไปกับตำรวจแล้วนะคะเจอกันที่โรงพักสรุปแล้วเคสนี้จบด้วยการไกล่เกลี่ยนะคะเราเรียกค่าเสียหายมาทั้งหมด$500ซึ่งเป็นเงินทั้งหมดเกือบ20,000 บาทค่ะ
The price charge. Wow. Yeah, don't ever steal. Don't ever do it. Especially in these foreign countries. Why would you ever want to do that? That is like makes no sense at all. I would never ever think about doing that. I don't care how poor or how rich the country is. It doesn't matter. It's just your morals. And then you go into another country that yours not even understanding what will happen to you. It's just crazy. And with this one, and I tell you, another reason why I stopped doing cruises, especially Carnival, because I started seeing how the environment, how the people started changing, like who was taking these cruises, and not only for me the fact that I don't like cruises because I feel like I'm stuck on a boat and I can't move around like how I really want to move around, like when I'm used to being in another country, but it's the fact that you're stuck there and you have to pay for their drinks. It's like they have you hostage. I just don't like it. But this is what happens at the end. You see how these people get into it.
Oh boy.
What in the carnival is going on here? So first of all, I do apologize, guys. I've been doing a lot of traveling lately. As many of you know, I just disembarked the world's newest and largest cruise ship, Royal Caribbean Star of the Seas. I'm getting ready to sail back on her tomorrow. Very, very excited. However, today I'm going to be spending all day catching up on news, so be prepared for multiple videos to come out today, and one video on my primary channel, The Ship Life. So by now, as many of you know, there was recently a pretty big brawl or fight that took place over at a cruise port in California, specifically the Long Beach cruise port, right after a Carnival cruise cruise had concluded. There has been a video that's been circulating on the internet and going absolutely viral, so we will take a look at that video. I will show what I can within YouTube's guidelines. After, we will go over some pretty boring information as far as the ship they were sailing on and the itinerary. We'll talk about the fight in itself and what potentially causes these fights to take place, as well as the potential consequences. Now, if you guys want the full fight without YouTube's restrictions, I will leave a link in the description box below for you to check it out. Now, the cruise ship that these passengers were sailing on was the Carnival Forenza, or Firenze. I do apologize, I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce it, but I have been on this ship before. This ship was initially owned by Carnival's Italian line, Costa Cruises. However, Carnival Cruise Line here in the United States acquired it in 2020 and then would eventually launch it in 2024. The ship holds roughly 5,000 passengers at full capacity, and the sailing in which all of this took place on, or rather after, was between the dates of August 2nd through the 7th, going out of Long Beach, California, over to Mexico and coming back. Now, as you can see, when it comes to this fight, things got out of hand very, very quickly. It escalated very quickly, but you did have a overall pretty prompt response by security over at the cruise port. They quickly whipped out some mace. This would thankfully cause everybody fighting and in the crowd to quickly disperse because they didn't want to be maced. And well, as far as we know at this point in time, we don't know exactly what has happened specifically to these people that were fighting, but typically when these things do happen, it is usually over some type of disrespect to some degree. I, as somebody that does cruise regularly, usually it's cheating or somebody that maybe has a cultural difference. They come from another part of the United States or somewhere else, and just like that, you have this beef that unfortunately starts to escalate, and usually it may happen on a cruise ship. However, we are dealing with a situation now where it has taken place at a cruise port once the cruise has concluded. As far as consequences, typically, should some disorderly conduct like a fight take place on board a cruise ship, there are typically 3 things that can happen to you. You can, of course, be fined up to $500 per your violation. You can be banned from sailing with Carnival Cruise Line forever, which is the more than likely scenario, and there is the potential for you to be arrested. However, this didn't take place on the cruise ship, it happened on the ground. So what I'm going to assume is likely going to happen, since there is camera footage, they are going to identify all the people fighting, all the perpetrators, and they could potentially face felonies or some type of criminal action other than just being banned from Carnival Cruise Line. They could go to jail. Once again, that is me somewhat guesstimating, but do keep...
Yeah, they need to go to jail after that bullshit. I mean, it's just crazy. People just don't know how to conduct themselves. You know, people spend good money just to travel, and just, you know, that's a lot of money to do them cruises. Just to get on there and get into a disagreement, you know, that's just unbelievable. I mean, some people just ain't got no sense whatsoever, you know. And yeah, we live in a crazy world, man. I tell you, people just losing it for no apparent reason. But it's damn if you do, damn if you don't. Well, I lost that video. Hold on. It's here somewhere. Oh, let me stop here right quick.
As an introverted dog mom, my 2 favorite places are at home or at a quiet park with my dog. The weather has been perfectly...
Yep, more proof that dating is done in the West, ladies.
I'm having dinner with my girl, and I want y'all to just notice something. There's women, all eating there. Women, all eating there. And let's not forget men too, because they're everywhere. Oh my God. do, I go out with my girls, and I am seeing something, a trend.
And what would that trend be?
Girls are all going out with their girlfriends. There's not like one date in it.
Hey, this is Raul. Please act right. Young lady, let me show you why you women will continue to go out with your girlfriends, because men won't ask you out anymore. Let's start with being delusional. Number one.
You know what? If a man wants to get with me, he has to be a 100% provider. That means he pays all the bills. You gotta pay all my mother effing bills. Otherwise, you can stay up out my face. For real, for real.
Sir, ma'am, trust me when I tell you, you're gonna be paying 100% of your bills for the rest of your life. And here's delusional number two.
I would rather eat a 5x7 rug than play nice with somebody I know don't like me.
And it looks like you did it already. A couple of times. Delusional number three.
And you ain't never seen 36 look this good. Is what? Oh, okay.
Clearly she's talking about the cake because it has the number 36 on top of it. Up next, we have the broke women who are constantly begging men for money.
He said, look what he said.
What did he say?
He said, I hope everything okay with you. I'm here if you need anything. Hit me up, queen, anytime. I said, can you send me $300 or can I come pick it up from you? You know, look what he said. Yeah, I got you, babe, but I paid her some stuff this week. You asked me a little too late. I can send you half of it next week, like maybe half of what 250.
Now we all know he's stalling her out because he's not about to send her money. Well, he better not. But keep watching, because there's a little surprise right behind her.
I said, you full of shit. I was supposed to go out with you Sunday, and now you talking about you bought tickets for a concert. I said, I'm a grown-ass woman. I don't play games.
Correction, you're a grown-ass beggar. By the way, you see the stroller behind her? This chick got a child young enough to be in a stroller, but out begging men who didn't make that baby with her for money.
I asked for it now, not next week.
Yeah, well, while you chuckling it up and you cut him loose, you thought that was a flex. No, that was doing him a favor. Now, have you ever heard of a serial killer? Well, up next we have a serial divorcer. If you like the videos that I make and you haven't done so already, take a moment and click that subscribe button and the notification bell and help me get to 100,000 subscribers. I'm almost there, so your sub will be greatly appreciated.
4 times divorce, 4 times. Let's go. Tell me, what do you want to know?
What is the most toxic thing that you've ever done?
Okay, let's do this. All right, take them to court, and then get a good divorce lawyer, of course. Take them for half of the retirement. Take them half of their property, and then fight them for higher child support, okay? And a couple of years from now, hit you up for more child support every 3 years. Every 3 years, you go up from maybe 200 to 300 to 400 to 500. You bring it up to $2,000 per child. Per child.
Don't you just love it when they tell on themselves on social media?
But I got one child right here. Okay, that right here. Her daddy paying child support for her, of course, it always is.
Even her own daughter is embarrassed at her for putting her business all in the street like this. Unbelievable. Up next, we have a woman who has absolutely no shame in making herself look like a 304 that she truly is while the camera is rolling. So this guy's name is Duke Dennis, and he's known for his content centering around the game NBA 2K live stream or something like that. This chick knows that the cameras are on because you can see the lights, and she's offering to give him a BJ out in public with all these people around. Watch this part, when he tries to tell her that she shouldn't be saying stuff like this out in public.
Alright, listen. Never again.
Not loud. You're not gonna embarrass me.
Listen.
She said, not out loud, you're not about to embarrass me. Didn't she just do that to herself already by asking this man if he wanted a BJ out loud in front of everybody? Oh, but keep watching. It gets worse.
Never again will you go to anybody.
Well, not it's
I know that.
anybody.
Babe. I know that. Hit me out, though.
Dude, you gotta.
I know, but listen.
Dude,
Listen,
you're
I do.
Duke.
But listen,
You're Duke. Don't be sorry.
I know, never again. Alright? Keep that shit on the.
DL.
Yeah, nobody need to know what you're working with.
Right,
until
but
they
I
find
didn't
out
say it
what's
to nobody else.
But you said it out loud so everybody could hear it. This chick is trifling.
Until they find out what you're working with. Yeah, that's what you feel me? Nice to meet you.
Name is Armani, by the way. Armani, yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Of course.
If a woman will offer it to you in public and say it out loud for everybody to hear, my advice, run, Forrest, run. Up next, the one who thinks that shaming tactics still work on Western men.
I'll never understand a man who says I don't chase or pursue females. What the fuck you mean you don't chase or pursue females? You want to be the bitch of the relationship? Because law of the land is the man is supposed to chase the female. The masculine is supposed to chase the feminine. So I don't understand why you think you're not supposed to chase. Yes, the thirst is supposed to be very mutual. However, the man is supposed to put in the footwork in the beginning. Like, get your shit together.
The men do have their ish together, but clearly you don't. Number one, shaming tactics don't work on us men anymore. Number two, just listening to the aggression in your voice tells us that you're not worth chasing. Number three, listening to your foul language is a huge turnoff. And number four, most men who have money, eat right, exercise, and they're not going to date a woman who is clearly overweight. Can you say linebacker? Next, the complainer. Some of them have been getting so much attention because of their looks that when the attention stops, they're complaining the men should give them everything that they want, no matter what.
I'm gonna be so real with y'all. I think we give men too many rights in America. I think we give them too many rights. The men in other countries, they put down the credit card immediately.
Starting off begging. Go on.
You put trash in their hand, they throwing it away. Opening the car door, they're opening it. Opening the front door, they're opening it. Why are you touching a door? Why do you have a wallet in your purse? Why are you carrying trash in your purse? We give men way too many rights in America.
What does a man's rights have to do with you wanting him to cater to you? Somebody needs to tell her that the men are doing those things for women. The women that deserve it. Not just because you're a woman and you think you're cute.
They need to be quiet. They need to open up the wallet, take out the credit card, make purchases, throw away the trash, open the door, close the door, drive me home.
I'll give you two reasons why we won't do those things for women like you. Number one, you never specify what rights women are giving men, which you already know is a crock of crap. And number two, you never gave us any reason to do all those things for you. The days are long gone of men doing those type of things for women just because you're cute. So you might as well get used to it. Up next, we have the I can't control my emotions, so I'm going to have a temper tantrum like a 3-year-old child type of woman.
Stop. Stop. See, that's why I'm recording. Because the cops ain't gonna believe this shit.
Harold has metastatic
Oh my
prostate
goodness.
cancer, but like you,
That's bad. That's really bad. That's really bad.
Hey guys, it's your boy Angela Wallace back again with another. You ruined the vibe, my dude. Back again with another banger video. We're gonna keep going. It's your boy AJ. I got my beautiful Filipina girlfriend. Yes, definitely. Say your name, baby. Just go ahead. We got her back on the camera. She already interrupted me. Damn. Go ahead. Tell her who you are.
You don't know about it?
I call her baby, but I guess you guys can call her Jovi. Okay, listen. So we got Joveline here. We're gonna be looking at some Western American women talk about how the passport bros are leaving America and dating Asian women. So it's really interesting. It's gonna be a cool video to check out. So let's hear what they gotta say, man.
So the problem isn't women in the West are asking for too much, is that you're not able to afford it.
Afford it. What are we trying to afford, baby?
I don't know. Louis V?
Louis V, yes. Prada, Gucci, all of those name brands. Okay.
For those of you who are seriously trying to look for love, I'm sorry to break it to you, but I doubt that that's going to happen.
Gotcha.
Western women are sending their final warning to passport bros, saying the men leaving are making a huge mistake.
In the beginning, everything is going to seem amazing, especially with being in a different country. That just does something to you, so you feel like extra good inside, right?
I just don't understand. Back in the day, just playing the devil's advocate, women were leaving America before men. If you really do like the research, a lot of women were going to Jamaica, they were going to Africa to pick up, brothers and men, like they were going over. We never did no passport sisters, we got passport bros. We just did passport sisters. We never called you out. We never got upset when you went to Jamaica. When Stella got her groove back, we never got mad because Stella got her groove back. We never got mad. But I don't understand. What I don't understand is that why does it have to always be about us men moving abroad for women and not moving abroad for a better quality of life? Like, inflation's at an all-time high. People can barely afford to pay their bills. They can barely afford to pay their car insurance. They can barely afford to even go out. And living abroad gives you the opportunity to live a luxurious life at an affordable cost. If you're making $50,000 in the U.S., it's equivalent to making six figures here in Asia, in Vietnam, in Cambodia, in Thailand. So why does the conversation still have to be centered around moving abroad for women when we're moving abroad for a better quality of life? I don't understand that. I don't understand why people don't see it from that side of view. And yes, there are some pros and cons with dating Western women and dating Asian women, but there is true love here, and there is some bad situations that some men run into. I guess, what are your thoughts?
Right.
That's all you're getting, viewers. You get one more today. You're gonna water my I didn't pay all this money to put you in school, and the first thing you say is right.
I support.
And I don't even have, it's just, I don't want to use this video to talk bad about Western women. I think their Western women are beautiful. I think the women in this video are beautiful. I think that it's just important to see it from a different side and from a different angle as well. We are deeply in love with each other. We've been with each other almost 2 years now, living with each other. And life has been up and down. It's been a regular relationship. It's going to be ups, it's going to be downs, but we're deeply in love with each other, at the end of the day. Let's get back to the video. Come on.
Countries in the name.
Something more like what? Okay.
There's a reason.
Basically, that's what, there's a man that's traveled, young guy that's traveled, and he got a girlfriend. And so really the women just revealing what their true nature is. That's what it comes down to. They really, who's making these videos, TikTok videos, or some that they made, YouTube or TikTok videos or other videos complain about men. It's your personality, it's your attitude. That's basically what it is. But they think it's about their looks. It's supposed to compensate who they are. And the men are just saying, this is why we're going. That's one of the things that's on at the itinerary as far as meeting women. But they're going for peace of mind and the way of life, and the ones who are able to afford to travel and make money overseas. I mean, I don't blame them.
Chevy is called the heartbeat of America.
Okay.
They're warning the men that going to third world countries in the name of love is a scary adventure, one that could end badly, maybe even tragically.
I know hundreds of horror stories about men and women who tried to find love and it ended in a very terrible and tragic way.
I just want to mention, trying to find love is a very interesting thing to say, because, like, what does that mean in Asia compared to in America? Because when I tried to find love in America, we still have this thing called the 3-date rule. And it's just like, you know, and it's like the first date, it's going to be like $200. The second day, it's going to be like $500. The third day, it's going to be $1,000. I mean, it's just you're going to be in a situation where you're constantly spending money. So it's just like, what does finding love inquire? Like, what are the qualifications of finding love? Because when I try to find love in America, it's talking and talking and talking and spending money and spending money and spending money. Where does the love part start? You know, because I feel like, for me personally, my dating experience in Asia, people are okay with having a cup of coffee. We're okay with just going to the park for a walk, to just go walk in the park for free. There are a lot of free activities. There are a lot of things to do. Dating is not centered around financials starting off. So it's interesting when people say we're going here to find love. I think it's just we're just exploring a new dating experience, something that we're not getting back home. And I don't think that is exactly the women that we meet back home. I don't think it's their fault. I think it's just culturally how they've been raised to think and how they've been raised and programmed to see how relationships are dating. And I think social media has made a lot of people jealous. And it's just like, every man is not going to be like that. And every man doesn't have to be like that, and every woman doesn't have to be like that. But dating doesn't have to be this big, you know, interview process where you're spending a lot of money, and, you know, and it's just like, you know, well, what happens when you run out of money?
True.
And it's just centered around money, you know. So, you got any thoughts on that?
That's true. That's very true. But I also believe that it is not just about it, it's about the standard of an individual as well.
Yeah.
Everyone's a standard and preference, so you know, you cannot really force that into them that you need to look at it that way.
Yeah.
Because what if that's they really prefer in their dating life?
I agree. Everyone has a standard. Yeah, I agree.
But you cannot also comment on other people's lives just because they're picking up Asian women here. Oh, they're this, they're that. You cannot judge on them like that, especially if they don't really know them.
Yeah, and they think a certain way. You're 100% right about that.
But even if it doesn't end in disaster, one thing is certain. The men leaving the West to find so-called traditional wives abroad are chasing a fantasy, and they're going to fail.
And it's going to be a rude awakening for all the men on these apps who are like, I want a traditional woman in another country. I want a woman in another country. I don't want a gold digger. I'm sorry. If you can't attract a woman here and keep a woman here who have lower standards than women in other cultures and other countries, good luck.
You serious? Okay. What are lower standards? What does that? What does that mean? What are lower standards? What do you think that means?
I don't know, standard.
You know, I guess because often when you look at the research of Western women, when they talk about high standards, I think high standards in America is having a house.
Good on paper.
Yeah, having an apartment, having a 6-pack, being over 6 feet tall as well. And did you know this?
No.
Okay.
But you actually fit on that one, huh?
No. I mean, yeah, I got a 6-pack of beer.
He said 6-pack of beer.
Women in the United States are calling for an end to the passport borders. They want to stop the count. They don't like it when brothers go overseas, when guys from the United States go overseas and exercise their leverage on the global market. I'm going to play this video here, and we're going to dissect it, and I'm going to go through some other commentaries I want to show you as to why these women are the way they are. But let's play the video.
Can we have a serious conversation about the LDHs, passport bros, like whatever you want to call them? I just don't understand how the most mid-basic level men can leave America, travel to these other countries, and just pull absolute tens, like the hottest girls that you will ever see, and these men, like men that we wouldn't even look twice at, are just pulling them and convincing them to date them. Like, I truly don't understand it. Can someone please explain to me how this is happening and how these men are able to get away with it? Also, like, how can we stop this? It's out of control, and it's getting to a point where it needs to be stopped.
Why do you want to stop it, you in your bed? The reason why she wants to stop it is because she no longer has no control. These women in the United States, they want control over you. If a chick, bro, if a group of women go overseas to date, nobody is going to care. Nobody in the
no
American dudes are going to care.
Nope.
They're not.
Nope.
But these women are looking for a fallback plan.
Exactly.
Looking for a fallback plan in case the man they want doesn't want them. They want an insurance policy, and a lot of these women's insurance policies is going overseas. Now we're going to answer some of her questions in this video. Let's go back.
Can we have a serious conversation?
Yes. Let's have a conversation.
Leave America, travel to these other countries, and just pull absolute tens. Like,
so she's wondering. She wants to know how is it possible that the passport bros and all these other guys can go overseas and pull these absolute tens? She has no idea. Let me help you. It's called supply and demand. It's a very simple concept. When you come to Brazil, when you go to Colombia, when you go to Thailand, you go to the Philippines, you go to Japan, you go to all these different places, especially Brazil specifically, we'll talk about that because I live here. You have an overabundance of beautiful women. It's an overabundance. Just like you have a deficit in the United States of attractive women, and yes, you do have a deficit because a lot of women are overweight there. A lot of them. And they don't go to the gym. They don't walk very much, and they drive everywhere they got to go. But here in Brazil, everybody has to walk. Most people don't have a car. They got to do that. They exercise. It's more of a competitive market. When the food is healthier, less chemicals. And on top of that, you have a genetic pool that is very diverse. So pretty much Brazil is one of the Goldilocks countries as far as beautiful women goes, because everything presented, every equation is every factor in the equation benefits. It pulls together and makes something magical. Supply and demand. That's why. Yes, there's not a lot of beautiful women in the United States, and you have a lot of women in the United States who think they're attractive until they come to Brazil and they realize that they're not. Supply and demand. Next.
girls that you will ever see, and these men, like men that we wouldn't even look twice at, are just pulling them and convincing them to date them. Like,
So here's another thing. When you have a
Finance professionals keep things in check.
You know, before I go back to the video, a lot of these women are not mature. They, because men don't. So you pass up a good man because he don't look a certain way, and how is it that to happen? Because the men that you wouldn't try. This is the mind-boggling. It's like, why would you care what a man, if you were not attractive, you wouldn't give a time of day to? Why are you making this video talking about that? That doesn't make any sense. If you're not willing to talk to a man and that you don't find attractive, see, let me tell you what it really is. Back in the day, it used to be women would do like how men would do. They would have the good, some men do this to women. They might just have them for sex. Then you have some men that have women that have sex and then let them drive in their cars, and they used to pimp, kind of like run the game on the women. But women have figured out to do the same thing to men, that they're very attractive, and they use their looks and their attractiveness to do this to men. And so, if a guy's good-hearted. He's really attractive. He really want to get the attention. She's not really attracted to him, but if he's willing to give her stuff, she'll take it. And she willing to run all over him and just say, baby, please, I need my bill and whatever this month. I need this and I need that. Meanwhile, she'll do that to that one man. The other man, that he don't have to do nothing but come over and give her raw dog, you know what, give her, as AC would say, give her the tizzy tour. And he don't do nothing. He don't have no communication whatsoever. And so, she'll get up and make him a plate of eggs and everything. She'll do something like that. And, and he make her laugh. He's very aggressive, very assertive. So this is the reason why. And that's why some women, then they'll give him a little pushback every now and then until he gets really regressive. And for her to, you gonna do what I say, then she finally get the message. And they'll give the arm and leg. But the man that come with in reason and rationality, they try to treat it with somewhat of a respect. Certain type of women ain't attracted to that. So they'll use the guy. So that's why the guy they talk about, what they physically, maybe he's a little bit out of shape, maybe he's a little kind of quirky or something like that. And he's like, he ain't my type, height, whatever. It could be something, what he driving, his clothes, whatever, ain't too tight. His house or apartment may be too tight. It could be something simple, or it could be something on his body. But yet, you can't, and yet, they'll play the nicey girl because they know that she's very attractive, and that he just feel like maybe he has some low self-esteem. Because some men do have low self-esteem to do that. So they play on men with low self-esteem. So that's the reason why.
For their clients, all while managing mountains of documents and data.
So here's another thing. When you have a high society like the United States, where women are no longer looking for provision, per se, right? They have so many more requirements because the economy is so good, the wealth is somewhat more evenly distributed. So you can discriminate against height. You can discriminate against his shoe, what kind of shoes he's wearing. You can discriminate and have all of these discriminatory factors because you don't because society tells you don't need a man and you can sustain yourself without one. In other countries, that's not the same. The economics, let's be real, the economics are a little bit different. The culture is a little bit different. A lot of people say women are the same everywhere. They're the same. Women are the same. Culture makes them different. If you're going to say every woman is the same, then every man is the same. You're the same as a dude in Africa or a dude in Russia or a dude in Japan. You're not the same. Americans are not the same as a Japanese person. You know what I'm saying? So don't miss me with it's all the same. Most people who say that all the same stuff don't even got no stamps on their passport. But anyway, they are supply and demand. They don't need to discriminate because they have more. How can I say? They haven't reached that point of delusion. And I don't think they're. Okay. Women in the United States have reached peak delusion mainly because of supply and demand and the culture. You have a lot of guys in the United States who really aren't really popping anything like that, and if they do, they pop in some sloppy toppies, some roly-polies, and some walruses, and they're okay about it. There's a dude in my Discord who just spent $200 on a dinner date with a Filipino whale. And we had to call his ass out. Like, what are you doing? And he didn't even get a kiss. He got a kiss on the cheek. And no smash. And she said, hey, I want you to take me out somewhere else next week. And Ninja was going to go along with it. A little fat, chubby, walrus Filipino. So the women in the United States can dictate the terms because of the economic situation, because of the culture, because The United States is is pretty much an empire, right? A modern day empire, right? So when you have a society like this, the women are gonna start talking about stuff like this, and she's upset now because
Really don't understand.
she's upset now, and she wants to call an end to it because she's losing control. Now let's move on. I have some other videos that I want to show you. All right, so she's losing control. The 304 is losing control, but let's talk about this. All right, so she's losing control. The 304 is losing control, but let's talk about this. This is what they do not like.
Looking for in America.
Black.
Why do you like a black man versus a Turkish man?
Because the black men are so masculine, so gentlemen. I'm not dating with Turkish guys.
So yeah,
Why
so
not?
basically what you have is, and we'll pause it right there. You have, and it's just not, people say, well, you guys are only going to regular countries. Bro, I've been all over the world. I've never been to Turkey. But every country you go to, and I don't mean to make this black or white, but there's probably some Turkish girls who want white men too. Okay? American men, and I hate to say this as well, American men and black men specifically are probably one of the symbols for masculinity, and it's not because of it's because of the gangster culture, the thug culture, the hip hop, the pants sagging, the hood type stuff, which we don't completely agree with. However, overseas they only see the good parts of that. They don't see the drive-bys and all that type of stuff. They see the videos. They see Kanye West, they see all of these black people and all these hip hop people, they see Tupac and all that type of stuff, and they be listening to Tupac in the club and all that. So a lot of that does have a positive effect on you. Plus, you know, we carry ourselves a certain way. But these chicks, that chick laying down in the bed, she don't like that. She don't like it when brothers can go overseas and handle business. And you have a baddie like this.
Why do you like a black man versus a Turkish man?
Because the black men are so masculine, so gentlemen. I'm not dating with Turkish guys.
Why not?
I don't like dating with them. No, I'm waiting with American guys.
Why do you want an American guy, not a Turkish guy?
They are so masculine. I don't like Turkish men. They are so jealous. They can accept me who I am. They are not my type.
So let me ask you this. A girl that's watching this, she wants to get a black man. What can you do to get a black man?
They love curly girls. Curly, yeah.
Well, so basically at the end she did a backhand smack on brothers. Basically she said, brothers love curvy / fat women, and we know that's to be true. But let's go to this. This is Colombia. Colombian woman over American woman, and this dude is cooking in this video. Let's play it.
So if you go to Medellin, Colombia, you will walk down the streets and you will see girls on a scale of 1 to 10 physically. You will see 9s and 10s working at a taco shop or doing janitorial work on the side of the street with a very minimalist life, very happy. Smile on their face, probably live at home with their parents, don't even have a car, don't have anything materialistic, very approachable, very friendly, just very grateful to be alive and easy to date as a guy. On the flip side, here in the States, there will be girls that on a scale 1 to 10, on the bottom half of that scale, that are challenging to date, very, very pretentious, non-approachable. Guys will approach them like, oh, like you're creeping me out. Very, very challenging to date. And for that reason, I'm like, guys, like, this is not normal here in the US. When I go travel to all these countries, everywhere else in the world, women are like a lot more approachable, a lot more easy to get along with. They're less pretentious.
That's straight facts. That's straight facts. People say, well, Scholar, whoever, Passport Bros, the reason why the reason why you're going overseas is because you can't get the women in the United States. But how about we don't want them? We don't want the headache. We don't want the drama. We don't want the $200 dinner dates and it goes nowhere. We don't want any of that, bro. We don't want any of that. That's why I'm telling you guys right now, get your paper together ASAP. Get your finances together, get your business together, get your YouTube channel together, get whatever, get your multiple streams of income together, get all of it together now because it's about to get real spooky here in the next 48 months. y'all already. It's about to get real spooky around.
Yeah. So, women don't understand that just be, I can come back and say this. Women got so caught up in the Western world in the United States. This go for all races of women here in America. They think that it's just their looks. The looks is not just going to keep a man. It's like, and then it's like, okay, I can get any man because look at my body, look at my this. You see them, you do this on talk show. That's not going to keep a man too long because your looks can change over time as you age. I mean, even if you exercise, whatever, your looks is going to change. You're going to get older, and it's going to catch up to you in some type of way. And these women don't understand this. There's too many women in which it's like this: what you won't do, another woman willing to do, and appreciate the men that you wouldn't give 2 times a day for. And it's really showing in our society here why this is happening. You don't see really men don't want to approach women no more. And so they're giving men the option, and he's giving his advice on what some men need to do that really don't have this no emotional, long they ain't creepy and mommified or creepy like. But for the men who are some of us who are not creepy and desperate trying to get a woman's attention, that's an option. Hey, and I have witnessed it. I'm 57 years old. I've witnessed a lot of stuff. And being a good man, I can honestly say, yeah, I've seen that. I've been that dude that been nice and, polite, respectful, but if I didn't carry myself a certain way or whatever defined masculinity here may not be defined masculinity over there. It's just, you just get, it's the mental gymnastics anymore. And there's a lot of men who are probably under my age just getting tired, fed up, and so they got the options. Men in their 40s and their 30s, some in their 20s are traveling. And these women still talking all this mess. And they just don't see it. And they like the first video, or the second video I think it was, you have girls' night out. You got all these women doing, if they okay with fine having girls' night out, but that's all they do, they see, is because the women mindset set this up. They did it. And I knew this was coming years ago, back in 2016, 2017, when they were going down to Brazil. And then Al Grease made that video about what was going on back here. American men that were down in Brazil. And I think he made that back in 2006 or 5. They were telling, it was like then. I don't understand why, and these were men that retired off of good jobs. These were not your broke buster and disgusted busters. These guys had some good jobs. They were retired policemen, firemen, government workers. They had some good jobs that sustained enough income to live in Brazil. And the thing about what the one man said that, it's just something automatically that they do. They want to be in a relationship. They'll come and give their man a drink. They'll come there and before there's certain things, the traditions that they like. And they respect him as a human being, as a male figure. He ain't gotta be over the top just to make them succumb. He don't have to go battle around with it. Women here don't understand this. They figured out if they be real mouthy and they, if I see you get more mouthy, then it's like, one dog got to bark loud at the other dog for the other dog to calm down. Why you have to be that nature? So that's what it comes down to. So that's why the men leave it, and that's how it's starting to get like that. I got yell louder and get more aggressive than you just to calm you down. And really you get super angry now. You about on the way to having a doggone stroke trying to prove this woman how much a masculine man you are. Cause she want to see how angry and how ticked off you are. There's some women that do that. There's some women that don't have to physically take you to your grave. Just to know that they do stuff like this will get on your last nerve. So it's like something like that's it. And I know a friend of mine, his son is, his wife would disrespect him as he's out there working hard, and his wife took advantage of him. He had a child with this woman, and his oldest daughter and her fiance would just override his rules of a man. This is what he don't want, take care of another grown ass person in the house. His wife didn't respect that. And a woman have to respect a man, especially if he's paying the bills, he's working hard, whatever he's doing. You need to respect that. But you have some women that will try to override, challenge your will. And what women don't understand is that, like you tell my friend, there's a woman that will respect you, that will respect you as a man and respect your position, without having to the point that it don't have to be that. It's just there's a certain boundary. A woman should have a certain, admiration and love and respect. Why can't some women do that for men? It's certain things that I need. If a man should appreciate a woman, it's fair to say, but they don't do that. It's like it's just that's what the Western women don't understand this, and there's a lot of them gonna be lonely. A lot of girls' night out, not because someone saying it, it's because their own actions. And now you see some on Tinder dates, whatever, and then especially if they a single mom now these days, man, with the way the laws is and stuff, it's gonna be hard. I'm just saying, some men might take it up. Some men that feel like they have no choice. But some men, they don't want to go through the drama, especially if the child is disrespectful. Excuse me. Like I said, I've been one of the guys that come across women like that. And it's like they so entitled. It's unbelievable. How you expect to be in a relationship with somebody when you're so entitled, when you have to share? I learned this. I'd rather find a person that's giving like me. If they're not a giver by their personality, I don't want them. If they don't have at least we'll love to have somebody attractive, but if they don't have a giving personality, what's the point even having them? What is the point even being in a relationship with somebody if you're not a giver? When you're giving, you're helping each other out. That's what it calls a relationship. But one person want to take, one person want to be entitled, one person want to dominate and control and don't respect. Let's do this together. You're supposed to be my helpmate, not my challenging mate. That's what it comes down to. I don't mind paying certain bills and things like that. Like you said, like I heard what the one content creator said, pay to measure bills. But what is it? But there's certain things we need help with. And you don't need some woman that's going to be irresponsibly spending money, hard-earned money, and you out to busting your butt. And they trying to make your life a little easier. And there's women are like that. That don't appreciate, not even men out there working 60, 70 hours, risking his health. And she's spending money like it's water. She don't appreciate that. So guys, single men like myself, you gotta be careful. Take the character. Don't only just look at the looks, but take the character of a woman when you want to invest your time, settle down. Take the character. The looks are gonna eventually fade. It's the personality you gotta live with. You say, man, she's an attractive looking woman. Yeah, but she got a crappy personality and she's a devil. She's trying to drain the life force out of you. She's trying to mentally make you go sound mind. She ain't worth all that, man. There's attractive women that understand, will give you and make you feel appreciated as a person. Don't waste your time on women that's just like saying in these videos. let them go and find out the hard way. When one day, and ain't no sense to argue with these women, because one day they're gonna wake up and they get to a certain day, they're gonna find out what life is really about. Time will humble them, and the God of heaven and earth is gonna show them their own words kept them out of relationship. God's own word kept them from a fiance to a potential husband. Their own words is going to keep them away. Their own attitude, their own personality. No one's going, well, if a man got to do something, no, baby, that's not the way it goes. And you can probably get the men, but you won't keep the men. And some men are going to slip up and maybe not see it at first, but the ones that do, they're going to run. It's because you did it. It takes two to make a relationship, not one. And that's why men are finding women in other countries. Some have to go because there are some women over there that know it takes two to make a relationship, not one. Until the Western women understand that, they're going to continually make these silly apps on TikTok and other videos why they're miserable. Get bad advice from women and say, this is what you do to a man, and da-da-da-da-da-da. You keep listening to those women. Hope you don't get the psychotic man to put his hands on you. She challenging the man. I'm telling you. Don't do that. Don't push a man to the degree. If he's nice, you better appreciate a good man if he's nice. Because some men are psycho. Some men have put some women in 6 feet under. Because they think that, and they went a little bit overboard. And there's this case, and we don't want to see that. So is it worth it? And cut because of her mouth. Something to think about. All right, then, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you like this video. I hope this is intriguing. I hope that women, that they would change their mind of where they see men. Stop looking as a come up. If you want a potential husband, there's steps you have to take to appreciate a man. Find a man that's a giver. And if you come across a man that's a giver, don't test his manhood. God would develop that man. If he's weak in some area, he'll get it in another area. All right then. Take care, be blessed. See you on the next video.